Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Keep Austin Film. My guest with me today is Ronald Short, a writer, director, actor who's worked on his most recent series, Teagan and His Bros. Ronald, thanks for joining me on the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Absolutely. All right, so we got writer, director, actor. Is there anything I missed?
Well, I'm kind of a Swiss Army knife of a filmmaker. I can do it all, but puppeteering is a big thing. I don't think some can do, or some haven't tried, that I enjoy doing, and I've been doing in some films and stuff.
Nice. When did you learn, or how did you learn puppeteering? Is it just something you've done for fun? Are you a professional at this?
I haven't been paid to do it by other people, so probably not a pro yet. But I just care about the Muppets dearly. I grew up on the Muppet Babies and the Muppet Show and Jim Henson's stuff, Labyrinth and Dark Crystal. And 2020, I really got back into that stuff. Like, I feel like a lot of us kind of got nostalgic and wanted some old times back. So I got really into Jim Henson again and the Muppets, and actually learning the art of puppetry and like what really went into doing those works. I'm older now. I've always loved them, but now I can really appreciate the craftsmanship and everything that goes into it. So it was really 2020 and just a desire to learning more in my own art form.
Fascinating. I love it. So I was watching it to get prepared for this interview today, and I was shocked when the reveal of the cat happened that it was indeed, spoilers, but a puppet.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that.
And I love the puppet. I mean, the whole concept is great. I'm just curious, what was the inspiration for that?
My own cats. Being a cat owner, I've had cats my whole life. My family growing up had cats, and then me and my wife. She had two female cats when I moved in with her and married her, and then they passed away 4 years ago, and then we got three black cat siblings: Brisket, Pickle, and Onion.
Okay.
And we call them the barbecue crew. And yeah, just a lot of mischief they get into. And I thought it would be funny if, what if they could talk to me? Like, what if when I'm doing my dumb cat voice, what if they're replying in some way? And maybe they could smoke a bowl with me sometime. Maybe we could just hang and watch movies. Because I do watch movies with my cats. They literally legitimately watching the screen. They're a little young for some of the horror that they've seen, but they're gonna see it sometimes, so they might as well see it with pops. But,
I love it.
Yeah, they're super into watching movies and my games and shit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah,
okay?
of course.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
At home, just put on the earmuffs.
Yeah,
it's okay.
just cover up.
Yeah, I think if anybody's going to watch your content, they got to get ready now.
Exactly. Yeah, get ready. There will be some shits.
Yeah. Also, some smoking I've noticed is a common trend in your work.
Yeah.
So, which I don't know, is it legal here in Texas or what's
No.
this? Okay, it's not legal.
Well, I mean, so there's like a weird thing that's legal, like Delta 8, Delta 9, THCA stuff. So it is legal, but the full cannabis plant is not.
Gotcha.
So we're not like California or Colorado, but we do have that. I think nationwide they have that very light.
Yeah.
Which they're trying to get rid of anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. It's funny. I used to work on a show in California called Cannabis Critics.
Oh, nice.
And they
Oh, that
would
sounds
treat cannabis like it was fine wine. They would talk about the body, but the host would smoke for 10 hours.
Sure.
And not just a little baby hit, be
yeah.
articulate and just well composed the whole way through, which was to me was just incredible, Yeah. But so it's a little bit different being here in Texas, where it's treated differently.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, cannabis for me helps me with anxiety and stomach stuff that I deal with as a person.
Okay.
So it goes beyond just getting stoned for me personally, but I do like to put it in my movies and shows.
Nice.
It's definitely something I like to tackle.
Awesome. I love it. So in the web series, as I'm watching it, it's really hilarious. When you're at folks at home, whenever it comes, is it out yet?
No,
it's not out.
December.
December.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a date on that?
Yeah, there is. We're coming out December 9th on a streaming platform called Laugh After Dark TV.
Laugh After Dark TV. Okay.
It's
Keep
a
your eyes
comedy
peeled,
platform.
folks. It's hilarious.
Thanks,
my question for you is I'm a writer as well, but I find it difficult to write comedy. It doesn't come naturally to me. Is it natural, the jokes to you, or how do you go about finding the joke?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does come a little naturally. I come from a funny family, and when I was a kid, I was determined to make certain people in my family laugh. I worked really hard. Like my grandpa was somebody who I really tried to make laugh as a kid. And when I finally got the authentic, not the fake laugh, like the polite, oh, you're a kid laugh, that made my whole world. So I like going into comedy from pretty much from trying to make my family laugh was, that was my entry point. And then just doing plays in high school. I never really, so as a filmmaker, I never really thought about comedy as like a thing I could do outside of film. So right. I was just always doing it as a filmmaker, but I never thought about going to Chicago and doing Second City as an actor or anything like that. I was always just focused on making my movies. So yeah, I just fell in love with comedy, and finding the joke. I don't know. I really write, I don't write like joke kind of humor. I really try to write what's happening in the scene, and I like to throw realistic people into ridiculous situations. Or in this case, this one's a little more cartoony. Mm-hmm. So we lean into the cartoon, like it's not really a real world almost kind of thing. Because a cat can talk, he's a puppet. So yeah, I like to lean into the situational comedy, if you will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you're less about just writing the jokes. You're more about just finding the truth of what's funny about that situation and make sure you amplify that.
Yeah. For me, it's all about story. Like what's lending itself to the story and getting us towards, the end.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, when I was in college, my thesis film was a comedy, which is not my wheelhouse, but it was such a funny script that I was like, everyone's going to love this. By the time I had actually gotten to shoot it, I was so over every joke in it. Nothing was funny to me anymore, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced this? And if so, how did you persevere through that?
I'm definitely, I've gotten to points where I'm just kind of sick of the thing in general. So that is very relatable. Pushing through, I think getting to the point of showing it to people. I feel like if you're starting to feel like that, find some friends and show it to and see if you can get some of those laughs that you're looking for,
Yeah.
Just remind yourself why you're doing it, why it's funny. And it's not even just finding a big audience, it's just finding a few people just to try to remind yourself why you're doing it.
Well, I feel like it's almost as scary as the question why, right?
Sure.
It's like, I remember we had a joke, it was a "that's what she said" joke. Mm-hmm. And the actor who was performing it didn't understand what a "that's what she said" joke was, right? Sure. And so he's asking me to explain it to him, and if you've never had anybody ask you to explain what's funny about a joke, it's kind of difficult to...
It's hard, yeah, really.
Yeah.
Truly, yeah. How did you get past that?
I don't think I ever did. It was an awkward delivery. Didn't get a huge laugh in the theater. It was just, but it's at the end of the day, it's a "that's what she said" joke, so it's a throwaway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it did maybe give me some lasting trauma from comedy, Now just straight to the horror, which is... one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is a lot of the content I've seen from you, a lot of the films have been in the comedy genre.
Yeah.
Do you ever branch out into drama, horror, sci-fi?
I have done one drama but when I first moved here in 2012 called Rearview Mirror. But I don't necessarily, that's not my favorite genre. I like to have fun, and horror, I like to horror as well. Horror and comedy are probably the most fun genres in my opinion.
Are your horrors straight genre or are they comedic horror?
I'm both. I've got one I've got a couple that are a little more, I always have jokes. I always have them saying something, somebody's cracking something. I don't know. So probably purists would say no, but I feel like there's, let me try to say here. I like straight horror and I like comedy horror all the same. And though I do make more comedy horror.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha. I feel like there's I grew up on really terrible horror. I love, the worse the horror, the better.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw House of the Dead.
Oh, yeah.
U-Ball, come on.
Yeah, you can just see the ramps throwing the zombies jumping across the...
Yeah, we loved it. Yeah. We loved that kind of stuff, But then you have something like The Ring, and I can respect The Ring.
Yeah.
It was scary, but it was also almost too serious for me, you know?
Yeah, sure.
But
I'm a big fan of Evil Dead 2.
Yep.
That's a huge one. Cabin in the Woods, stuff like
Army of Darkness?
Army of Darkness I also like. I'm more of the Evil Dead, though. Because
Okay,
I like the cabin and all that.
Yeah.
I felt like Army of Darkness went to comedy. Almost,
okay.
But I do like it a lot. I'm not trying to talk shit, but I really, Evil Dead 2 is my favorite of that.
Gotcha.
Whole world.
Yeah, I was on a date with a girl and we were watching Evil Dead, and it's the worst date movie in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not a great one.
It's a lot of like gurgling noises and
Yeah.
screaming and things
gross
slamming.
effects. Yeah.
Yeah. Not romantic,
No,
folks.
not romantic in the slightest.
Yeah. Well, I know that you've also worked on at least one sci-fi because Michael Sharon was the first
Oh,
guest
right.
we had on this podcast,
Yeah,
and he made a little film called "It's Hard Not to Be Romantic About Time Travel,"
Yeah.
which you're in.
I acted in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a personal film, but yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, he actually mentioned you, name dropped you on the first episode, so it's fun
yeah.
that now we're on episode 10 to have that full circle coming back.
Well, hey, Michael.
Yeah,
Shout out right
yeah.
back, buddy.
How cool is that, right? Though, so like he's doing the crowd fund for that. Now the thing's in the can. It's waiting to go to festival circuit. I imagine.
Yeah.
You're a part of that. You're part of that whole circle. You know. What was your experience like that on that set?
Oh, that was fun. A lot of fun. It was, as an actor, you do your performance and then you're kind of waiting for your next part. But watching and seeing everybody play with each other and then seeing or hearing rather how they were imagining some of the transitions. I haven't actually seen the film yet.
Okay.
So I still need to watch it. I could probably go to his place and watch it if I wanted to, but I like to try to wait to see it on a big screen if I can. But I hope to see it soon. And all the things I heard, it sounds great.
Yeah. Well, you've worked on a number of films, and this is one of the things that I really like about Austin is that it feels like once you get to know the community here, it's very close knit, and you start to see the 7 degrees of separation. You know.
Sure, yeah.
And so I'm curious. You know, are you from Austin? Did you come here? And if you came here, what brought you here?
Right. I'm from Indiana originally, the Midwest. I moved down here in 2009, and I moved down here for film. I moved down here to pursue film. I had some friends who had moved down here, and they were working on Friday Night Lights, the series when it was filming here, and Linklaters, Boyhood, and after I moved here, the Coen brothers were filming a movie here. What is the movie? The remake of the Rooster Cogburn. True Grit.
Oh,
They were
okay.
making True Grit
That was
here.
filmed here in Austin?
Part of it, well, their office was here, so
Oh.
part of it was filmed here in Texas, and then some of it was Oklahoma and stuff, I guess. But they were casting here, so a lot of stuff was happening when I first moved here.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, well, what was it about Austin that made you think this is the film destination?
Yeah, I had friends, obviously. They told me about what they were working on, and then we came to visit, and at the time it was affordability-wise close to what we had in Indianapolis. Obviously nowhere near it now. And then, when we visited, I just fell in love with the city. And it's one of my idols, Linklater, lives here, so
Fantastic.
obviously made it easier.
So you've been here now. You said you moved here in 2009.
Yes.
So it's been about 16 years.
Yeah.
What do you think about the development of the film scene? What do you think about where Austin is right now? And maybe you could even talk about where you think it's going.
Yeah, I think where Austin is right now is the most positive thing is to look forward to where it's going, because I feel like we're set up right now for a lot of success, and I hope that we take that and run with it and become the next Atlanta, or New Mexico's booming with film and everything. So I really think we are set up for a really good and cool film scene that can keep growing and being what I've always hoped it could be. I moved here obviously when it was booming. We had a lot of great incentives, tax incentives, and the local government was very supportive of the film, and that kind of went away for a long time. But now it's coming back, and I'm hoping to get back to where it was when I first moved here, which it just felt like everything was possible. Like people were working, like I was doing extra work. I didn't have to, it was nice.
I did see a credit on your IMDb that struck out to me, which is Predators.
Oh, yeah, I was there for one day. I was a stand-in.
Nice.
But that was cool to see, like the set and stuff on the AFS lot. Well, not the Troublemaker lot.
Okay, so that was shot here in Austin too.
Yeah,
How
that
about
was all here in Austin.
How funny, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, cool. So, so you've been here in Austin for all that time. You've seen a lot of transition. You're like high hopes, I guess, for what this tax incentive and everything's going to do.
Yeah.
What do you think about like the community though? Because one of the things I mentioned earlier was that we have the small, close knit community. I noticed you work with a lot of the same actors and stuff like that. Are these all people you've met here that you like work with all the time? Is it something that you knew these people from Indiana? What?
It's a mix. A lot of the people I've met here in Austin have been great. That's another reason that I moved here. I visited Los Angeles and New York, and I was leaning towards one of those. And once we went to Austin, and I had heard people's experiences here, And I got here and I went to the Austin Film Meet, and there used to be a lot of, not a lot, but there was like 3 different showcases happening almost monthly, bi-monthly. It was just a lot happening. And it was, I was super pumped about it. And that's what made me want to move here as opposed to Los Angeles, which was super expensive. And, it feels like, and I haven't been to Los Angeles. I haven't lived in. I've been there several times, but I haven't lived there. And it feels like it might be a little more competitive, whereas here people are more like, let's help each other. The tide rises. Everybody gets to go. So I don't know. I know you lived in LA. Is that something that you feel is true, or is it?
Yeah,
pretty collaborative?
Yeah, I think when I first got here, I panicked and I wanted to head back because I was just thinking that maybe Austin's too small, maybe it's not ready, maybe things are moving too slowly.
Sure.
And now I've been here for about 4 years, and I think that Austin, the feeling I have is that it's on the crest of a wave.
Yeah.
And I think it's really up to us, the people in the community, to capitalize on that and not waste it. You know,
Absolutely.
I talk to people about this film incentive program, and a lot of times people say, "Oh, well, it won't really impact me," and maybe it's not going to like finance your next indie,
Right? No.
You know, but I think as a community, it's really up to us to make the scene what it can be.
And what makes LA exciting is that all that stuff's happening around your own stuff, right? And that's what I want Austin to be. Like that's what like I keep mentioning when I first moved here, but it really was like stuff was happening.
Right.
And we've always had that on and off. We've had stuff like, the Fear the Walking Dead was here for a couple seasons. We've had stuff film here, but it really feels like something big could be happening.
Absolutely.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Totally. So that's part of the reason for this podcast, is to try to help do whatever little bit I can to create the vision of Austin that we all share,
For sure.
And so I'm glad, watching your stuff. I've seen a lot of your stuff from the ATX Short Film Showcase, which Justin and those guys, which are doing an incredible job over there. I feel like that's sort of a centerpiece for the community here.
Yeah, I've been very thankful to have that the last few years. Coming, like I said, we had a few, at least 2 different ones going on at the same time in early 2000, mid 2000s, and then that all kind of went away even before 2020. People just it's hard to keep that going, and especially if you're not getting people showing up or whatever the case may be. There were some that were very successful, some that would struggle, but what Justin's doing, I just love it.
Yeah,
I love that it feels like we have a centerpiece.
Absolutely.
Again. We could all meet and celebrate film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I know I've seen you up on the stage accepting awards a couple times, you know what I mean? So
Sure.
I'm curious if you could talk a little bit about your experience with festival runs, the awards scenes, you know what I mean? What's your experience been like?
Festivals, I love them very much because, especially when they accept us, they're the best. Yeah. I obviously struggle with rejection. I feel like we all do. If I get a rejection from one I really wanted, I need a day or 2 just to kind of recover.
Right.
But no, they're a necessary part of this for networking, meeting people, finding your audience. That's what I see them as. I would like them to be more getting distribution and stuff like that. I think smaller festivals could be doing that more, finding smaller distributors, bringing them out, show them the movies. But as they are, I love having that as a networking thing and building an audience. Like that's so crucial.
Yeah.
For festivals. Yeah.
So your goals, I'm curious, as a writer, director, producer, actor, are you happy in the space that you're at and you want to continue doing the indie comedy horror scene? Do you have aspirations to do something more blockbuster? What are you working towards?
Yeah, my goals are, I would love to be a paid director, to direct something bigger. But my goals really are to tell my stories, but I would like to get to a bigger platform. I'd like to keep growing. And I feel like we've gotten to a point where we pay out of pocket for a lot of things, but we have been able to afford to pay more people and stuff, and that's a goal for us. And we also still run on favors. We need favors. I'd like to trade my skills for your skills kind of thing.
Right.
So I definitely still do that, but we're getting to a point where we feel like we're able to do more, and it's going to take that next step of a bigger investor or bigger money people to really get a full team. It doesn't have to be scrappy. just a full budge.
Well, speaking of money, you've produced a number of films now. Have you ever done crowdfunding for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got a crowdfunding coming up, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
genuinely
Sorry, I didn't
scared.
Yeah, I didn't mean that.
So feel free to add on to the fear, but
Sure.
I'm just curious what your experience has been like with the crowdfunding.
Yeah, I mean, crowdfunding is cool because you have access directly to your audience. It's just that it's not my favorite thing because you're really having to market, you're really having to advertise and put yourself out there, and that's stuff that I don't love about filmmaking. I'm just not good at it.
Right.
For me, I found most success, and I know you're going into your pre-pro and you're doing it for pre-pro through production, I assume, right? Well, I've done really small campaigns. I've kept them small, like 4,000 to 6,000, maybe 7,000 to 8,000, and I usually try to do it after I've shot the thing, so I have a trailer. So like my big example is my film Good Feels on Wheels. It was my feature. We shot in 2017 and was putting out in 2018, 2019. And I went to people that I knew in my life and just asked for like 1 to a few thousand. I said, this is how much I need. And I was able to raise 7,000. And we shot the movie in 10 days.
For $7,000.
Yeah. I found the people that I needed to pay. We paid all of the actors, I believe. I hope that's true. I'm pretty sure we did at least at least a little bit. And yeah, so it was very tight and scrappy, held together with gum and toothpicks. But we made it happen. And from there, I made a trailer. I showed what it looked like. And we were able to raise, I think, around 7,000 for post and getting a nice sound mix and the festival run, and that's what really tied it all together.
That's incredible, yeah. So, I mean, I've seen the feature, at least a majority of it, and it looks great. The sound is great.
Thanks, man.
For 7,000, the performance is great. I noticed you had some recurring actors from your web series, which, by the way, the star of the web series, what's his name?
It's Mike Vera and Nathan Minger.
Okay, because one of them is also in the feature.
Yeah, they both technically are.
Oh, really?
But Mike plays a bigger role towards the end. I think you're talking about Mike Vera.
Yeah. No, I thought that was really cool. That's what made me think about that question earlier. It's like it seems like you have this close knit community that you work with a lot,
which I love.
Yeah.
That's why I do this stuff. I want to keep bringing people I love into it. And
Absolutely.
I want to keep hopefully working. I have goals to people I want to work with.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's really fun. It's really great when you get to work with the people that you love, bring in the stories that you love. That's kind of one of the really cool things about indie film is that you get to do that. It's not the same situation when there's millions of dollars involved, probably.
For sure. Yeah.
So, okay, that's really cool. I'm curious, what you've got going on now that you want the audiences to know about.
Yeah, so I'm going to just talk about Teagan a little bit. Teagan and His Bros. It's our puppet comedy. It's a 4-episode series. Each episode's only like 5 to 7 minutes long. And it's going to be released on December 9th. I know I talked about it a little bit, but it's coming out on Laugh After Dark TV. And we're going to have a big release party in Austin at Abe's Smoke Shop off of Airport Boulevard on December 11th. So you should come out and meet Teagan, which we can introduce them to in a little bit if you want. And then next film-wise, I have a short film. It's a horror film. We did this one we did a crowdfunding for before we shot it. Only because so this is a very specific scenario where we went to a film festival that had raffle prizes. It's called Dark Red. It's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's a horror film festival. And they have prizes in a raffle where it helps with pre and post-production. So like we won a storyboard artist doing our storyboards. And then on post-production, we won like a sound mix and music score. So we had like these big pieces taken care of. So I said, okay, it'll be a little easier to raise money now having that and then having the storyboards to show people what it was looking like. Mm-hmm. And I had a concept artist that I'd met at Blood Over Texas here in town at a horror convention. And that one, it's called Tasty Bones. And it's a horror film and it has a practical monster, which I've always wanted to do. We shot it on my parents' property in Indiana on their farm. And it was very cold and very muddy. One of the hardest shoots I think we've ever done. And it was very short. Like it was only 2 nights, but last night we saw the sunrise. But anyway, it was it's almost done. One more pass on color and it'll be complete. And then we'll do the festival run.
The trailer for that's great, by the way, and that's got to have some comedy because that trailer is just, it's gold.
Yeah, it's got some good. Yeah, for sure.
No, I love it. If you get a chance, check out the trailer for Tasty Bones. Yeah. And then so back to the web series. When you were working on that, like, what do you think was like the biggest challenge of bringing that to life?
Biggest challenge, probably. Well, before we shot, it was the location because we had a location locked. It fell through. And we were having trouble, but then we found like a rental house that we were able to, they were okay with us filming there. We were straight up with them and, you know, it worked out. But beyond that, I think, I mean, just the puppetry, trying to make the puppet work in the space with, you know, it's just me doing it. And sometimes a crew member will help me, my friend Kyle, who helps me on set a lot, who would be, like, I'll be laying on like a mechanics, like you know, I can't remember what they're called, but, you know, you slide over the car. The wheelie thing, yeah. Yeah. And I'll be on that, and that's how we get him to walk, is that I'll just be doing this, and my friend Kyle's pulling me with a rope.
No way.
Walking,
oh, that's great. I was wondering, so, yeah. I've never understood how that works, and for the folks at home, we actually have Teagan with us.
Oh, that's true.
I'm curious if you wouldn't mind introducing Teagan to the audiences.
I don't mind at all. 1 second. Let's see here. Let me fix his whiskers, make sure he's good.
This is your Teagan cam.
Hey, man, hey. How's it going? How's it going, man?
Welcome to the Keep Austin Film Podcast, Teagan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, what's it like starring in the web series Teagan and His Bros?
Oh, wow. That's a big question, man. I've been waiting for a long time to break out. I was just an alley cat behind the Long John Silvers for a while. Sorry, I gotta find my frame. I was behind the Long John Silvers in a dumpster for a while, but then Bobby found me.
Nice.
And now I'm a star, baby.
Munching on the hush puppies.
Munching on the hush.
Anything you want to tell audiences at home?
Yeah, please watch our show. The more you watch it, the more we get to make, baby. Please. The more weed we get to buy, right? I don't know, dude.
Yeah, we don't condone, or we do condone, whatever, do your thing, whatever you want to do. Well, it's nice to meet you, Teagan. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, let's dap up, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you dab?
Right. Yep.
Sure, I know how to dab. I'm not that old.
Me too, man. Nice to meet you.
All right. That's awesome. If you get a chance, check it out because the puppetry is next level. Teagan is the man.
Thanks. Self-taught puppeteer.
That's great. I mean, you watch it at home and you always wonder, how's that work, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you talked about what you're working on. The feature film is what's next.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to. Well, I am writing a feature-length film. Also has puppets. Like I'm trying to incorporate puppets more. But it's also a comedy horror. I want to make a feature-length horror film. That's my next goal.
Gotcha. And this is not the Bones, the Tasty Bones.
No, Tasty. That's a short film that.
Tasty Bones is short. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's a short. No, it's okay. No. Sorry for the confusion. Yeah, it's only 5 minutes 13 seconds. It's a micro short. But the next one after that will be a feature.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When you said you filmed it in 2 nights, I was like, how'd you do a feature in 2 nights?
Yeah,
I need to learn so much from you.
One
a 7K feature and a 2-night feature.
No. God, no.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
7K feature was hard enough.
So the feature you're working on right now, there's no name, there's no release date, something that you're working on bringing to life.
Yeah, I'm on the last act in the script. So.
Cool.
And it's got musical numbers, which is I've never had.
Yeah.
It's going to be a weird movie. We'll see.
I love it, dude. Well, honestly, folks at home, if you get a chance to check out his work, it's really great stuff. It's hilarious. I can't wait to see your horrors. If they want to check out your stuff, how do they do that?
Yeah. So shortpicturesindependent.com. That's our site. It has all of our work on there that's released. Also at Ronald the Short on most social media. Instagram is where I kind of post most often. And at spy_productions. That is our Instagram. Short Pictures Independent, that's my production company. So that's where we post just about the film stuff.
Beautiful. Well, I just want to say thanks so much for joining me today. Yeah, it's really cool to learn more about what you're up to, and it's been a pleasure watching some of your films, and so I can't wait to see what's coming up next.
Oh yeah, man. Well, thanks for having me. This was great.
Absolutely.
Let me know when I can come back.
Yeah, absolutely. And at home, make sure you check out his content. Make sure you see the Tasty Bones and Teagan and His Bros. And until then, we'll catch you on the next episode.